Did you know that there are well over 100,000 words in the English language? Some dictionaries count up to 1,000,000.
It's impossible to know every word.
Yes, it is impossible. Not even native speakers know all of the words, but it is possible to learn enough to communicate.
Welcome back to Eastland English.
If this is your first time with us, thank you for joining us. We are your hosts, Robert.
And, of course, Yudee.
This is our first intermediate English vocabulary sample test tutorial. As usual, with any sample test, it's a good idea to choose your answer before we give you the correct answer. It's better to risk being wrong than not to choose at all. You will learn faster and remember better. Directions.
Choose the best answer to complete each sentence.
Number 1.
My friend blank, a weekly blog about travel and food. A.
Writes.
B.
Plays.
C.
Logs in.
D.
Sets up. Let's start with the word blog. What is a blog?
It is an online diary.
That's a good description of a blog. It's like a journal or, as Yudee said, a diary in which an author will write about their experiences for other people to read about. Because people read blogs, the author must write a blog. Therefore, A is the correct and best answer. The only things that we play online or on the computer are games. So plays is out. The reason why logs in is out is because it needs a preposition to go with the phrasal verb logs in. It would have to be logs in to. You could say, for example, my friend logs into a weekly blog about travel and food, but then he or she would be the person reading the blog. And finally, sets up. The word weekly and the fact that all of the answers are in the present tense means that the word sets up cannot be correct because it is a one-time action. If answer D did not have the S on it, it could be correct. There is only one other option for sets up to be correct, and that is if your friend sets up blogs for other people. But there is no S at the end of the word blog in the initial sentence. For all of those reasons, A is the best choice. The complete sentence for number 1 should be:
My friend writes a weekly blog about travel and food. Number 2.
I'd like to watch that video offline. How do I blank it? A.
Set out.
B.
Switch off.
C.
Download.
D.
Upload.
The key word in this sentence is the word offline. Offline means not connected to the internet. This person would like to watch that video while they are not connected to the internet. Let's look at answers A and B. Answers A and B are both phrasal verbs. If you know anything about phrasal verbs, the object always goes between the verb and the preposition after the verb. So due to grammar only, A and B can be deleted. They are also incorrect due to the meaning. Set out means to either arrange or begin. Switch off means to turn something off or to stop watching it. However, the person in number 2 wants to watch it, not switch it off. The 2 remaining choices are C and D. One of them is right and one of them is wrong. To download something means to take it from the internet to your personal computer, and to upload something means to take it from your computer and put it onto the internet. So C is the best answer. If you want to watch anything offline, you must download it first.
Number 2 should be,
I'd like to watch that video offline. How do I download it?
Number 3.
If you have a close friend who puts up with your frequent bad moods, he or she is likely very blank. A.
Determined,
B.
friendly,
C.
intelligent,
D.
patient.
All of these adjectives are adjectives about personality. Puts up with means to accept or to believe or think that it's okay. Next, frequent bad moods. Frequent means often or regularly occurring. Bad moods usually has to do with anger. So this person is angry a lot. To put up with or accept anger, you need to be very patient. Determined means that you have a goal in mind and that you will go for that goal. But it is not the best answer. Friendly is possible, but it does usually mean just kind to everyone. And finally, C doesn't really relate to the situation in sentence 3. Intelligent just means smart.
The whole sentence is,
If you have a close friend who puts up with your frequent bad moods, he or she is likely very patient. Number 4.
the camping area in the national park was blank because it had a beautiful view. A.
Legendary.
B.
Stunning.
C.
Unique.
D.
Ancient. The adjectives in the last question all described personalities.
But these adjectives describe things.
Correct.
So you have to look for an adjective that describes a beautiful view.
Not only do you have to find an adjective that describes a national park, but the adjective must also relate to the beautiful view. That's because of the word because. A national park could be described by any one of these adjectives except perhaps ancient. Parks are created by humans, so even though the nature inside the national park could be ancient, the national park probably isn't. Ancient means very, very, very old, possibly before civilization began, or at the beginnings of civilization, and people didn't really have national parks then. Let's look at the word legendary next. Legendary means of history or famous because of its history. That could describe a national park, but doesn't relate to the beautiful view. Legendary is out. We're left with two choices, B and C, both of which might possibly work for a national park. However, the word unique means one of a kind. Yudee, have you ever been to a beautiful national park?
I've seen many.
Exactly. Because there are many national parks with beautiful views, this one cannot be unique. Remember, unique means one of a kind. C is out. The complete sentence for number 4 is,
The camping area in the national park was stunning because it had a beautiful view. Number 5.
You must send your blank along with your application for that job. A.
Experience,
B.
education,
C.
skills,
D.
CV.
For any job application, you must have all of this information. On the other hand, the key word in this sentence is the word send. Any job application must include information about experience, education, and skills. However, you cannot actually send your experience. You cannot send your education, and you cannot send your skills. You can include information about them, but you cannot physically send them. That leaves us with only one option, a CV. What's a CV, Yudee?
It means Curriculum vitae or resume.
Exactly. A CV is a synonym for the word resume.
Let's hear number 5.
You must send your CV along with your application for that job.
Number 6.
The lion is a predator, and the antelope is its usual blank. A.
Pray.
B.
Prayer.
C.
Predation.
D.
Predating.
Clearly, what we're looking for is the opposite of a predator. If an animal eats other animals, it's called a predator. So what does the predator eat? The best answer is A, prey. The predator eats prey. Prey can also be used as a verb, but here it's a noun. B, prayer is what's offered to your God. It's your thoughts or words that are offered to a higher power. Predation is a noun, and it is related to eating animals. However, it's the uncountable noun, and we're looking for something that is equal to a countable noun because of the sentence. We need parallelism. Predator is a countable noun, and the best choice for the blank is a countable noun. Prey is countable, predation is not countable. Finally, the word predating. Even though it looks good, it is not. It means coming before. Predate. It is not related to the word prey at all. The lion is a predator, and the antelope is its usual prey. Number 7.
When you arrive at the hotel, you'll have to blank at the reception desk. A.
Stay.
B.
Unpack.
C.
Give.
D.
Check in. It's the first thing that you do at the hotel. You go to the reception desk. It is possible to stay at the reception desk if you are just simply waiting there. However, there's a far better answer. Stay is out. Have you ever unpacked at a reception desk?
No, that's crazy.
So where would you unpack at a hotel?
In the room.
Right, not at the reception desk. B is no good either. The word give requires an object, and there is no object in the sentence. It is possible to give your name at the reception desk, but that is not in the sentence. D is the best answer. The best complete sentence for number 7 is:
When you arrive at the hotel, you'll have to check in at the reception desk.
Number 8.
I would like to blank you to join us for our wedding celebration. A.
Enroll.
B.
Invite.
C.
Interest.
D.
Invent. Even though option A, enroll, does mean to join something, it's usually used for schools, classes, or universities, not for celebrations. A is not a good choice here. Invent is a word that means to create something from nothing, so D is wrong too. Between B and C, B is the best answer. The word interest can be used for invitations. However, it would require a slightly different form to the sentence. You could say, "Can I interest you in joining us for our wedding celebration?" However, if the sentence begins with "I would like to," you need the word invite. Let's hear the complete sentence for number 8.
I would like to invite you to join us for our wedding celebration. Number 9.
The mountaineers who attempted the climb had already done it as a team several times, so they are very blank. A.
Hardworking.
B.
Experienced.
C.
Fascinating.
D.
Gorgeous.
All of these adjectives could be used to describe people. Even though the picture may be gorgeous or the view from the mountaintop may be gorgeous, I don't think you would describe the team of climbers as gorgeous.
Right. Gorgeous means beautiful.
Yes, it does. The final three choices possibly work in different situations. Fascinating means incredibly interesting, and even though it might be interesting for you to find out about the climbers, it doesn't necessarily describe them according to this sentence. Let's highlight the key words for you here. Already done it several times. The best option is B, experienced, because these climbers have done the same thing many times before. Furthermore, the adjective hardworking we usually use to describe the type of person who works hard at their job. Although hardworking could possibly be used in this case, experienced is a far better choice.
The correct sentence for number 9 should be:
The mountaineers who attempted the climb had already done it as a team several times, so they are very experienced.
Number 10.
Sputnik 1 is famous because it was the first blank that the Russians sent into space. A.
Comet.
B.
Astronaut.
C.
Country.
D.
Satellite.
Our final question does test a little bit of outside knowledge, which isn't usually tested on a real English test. However, this is a sample test tutorial and it's meant to enlighten you or give you new knowledge about things. Quite often the topic of science, and specifically space-based science, will be on the higher level tests. So you might as well get some vocabulary now. Sputnik 1 probably came well before your time. It may not be famous at all for you. We'll highlight the key words sent into space. For those of you who don't know, it's quite difficult to send things into space because of gravity. It takes a lot of energy to get small things into space. Yudee, is a country a small thing?
No, it isn't. It's huge.
Yes, it is huge. There's no way you could send a whole country with all of its people into space. So let's delete C. Among the next three answers, one of them doesn't go into space, it comes from space. Which one is that?
A. Comet.
Right. A comet comes from space. It doesn't go into space. A is out. A satellite is a machine or a tool that's sent into space forever. You cannot put a person on a satellite. Sputnik 1 is the name of a satellite. Even though Russia is famous for also putting the first person into space, Sputnik 1 is not the name of a person, it's the name of a satellite. D is the best answer.
Let's hear number 10.
Sputnik 1 is famous because it was the first satellite that the Russians sent into space. Thank you for spending time with us.
We hope that you learned something new today. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Also, don't forget to activate notifications. Look for the little bell icon and click on it. If you activate notifications, you will get a message every time we release a new video.
See you next time.
See you around.
Bye.
Bye-bye.